I'm still keeping my keys in the ceramic bowl, like a physical anchor for a wandering soul. And the house is a tomb. I'm still breathing your scent in the fabric of the room. I keep checking the driveway for a car that's been sold, clinging to a hand that I'm no longer allowed to hold. I'm a fool in a lighthouse with a light that went out, in a sea of silence and a harbor of doubt. And I'm holding on to nothing, but I'm holding on tight, with white knuckle fingers in the middle of the night. My arms are getting tired from the weight of the air, looking for a heartbeat that just isn't there. It's a beautiful madness, it's a desperate art to keep loving a shadow with a wide open heart. Yeah, I'm holding on to nothing. They say let it go, like it's easy to do. But how do I drop the only part of me that's you? I'm a ghost in the making, I'm a slip of the tongue, still humming the verses that we already sung. Yeah, I'm holding on to nothing, but I'm holding on tight, with the white knuckled fingers in the middle of the light. It's a beautiful madness, it's a desperate art to keep holding on to nothing. But they're still reaching, holding on. We started with a map and a tank full of dreams, but the road got longer than it looked on the screens. 1,000 miles of silence in the passenger seat, watching the winter tend to sleet. I didn't notice when the music died down, but when we became strangers in our own hometown. We were moving forward, but we drifted apart, losing the signal, losing the heart. And it's just love lost on the way, between the things we meant and the things we didn't say. We left it at a rest stop or a neon sign, somewhere on that blurry broken yellow line. We arrived arrived at the end, but we arrived alone to a house that's standing, but it isn't a home. Yeah, it's just love lost on the way. Did we take a wrong turn in the dark? Did we lose the fire looking for a spark? Now I'm checking my rear view for a ghost of us in a cloud of January rain and highway dust. Yeah, it's just love lost on the way. Between the things we meant and the things we didn't say, we arrived at the end, but we arrived alone to a house that's standing, but it isn't our home. The engine is cold, the sky is so gray, love lost on the way. The world has moved ahead, and neighbors changed their curtains, and the old dogs fed. I bought a new calendar, I try to fill the days with 10 a.m. distractions and a busy, blurry haze. I told my sister I was mending, I told the mirror I was fine, that I finally stopped tracing where your life crossed into mine. But as soon as the sun dips below the city park, the leash begins to tighten in the middle of the dark. Because the pain never let me go, it just learned to hide, like a ghost in the floorboards living deep inside. I let go your sweater, I let go the keys, but this ache is a winter that refused to ever freeze. I'm running from the memory, I'm trying to be free, but the pain is the only thing that's still holding on to me. It never let me go. Is it a habit or a heartbeat? Is it a comfort or a curse to keep the worst of us alive, just to keep from getting worse? I'm a prisoner of a shadow, a victim of the wild. Yeah, the pain never let me go, it just learned to hide, like a ghost in the floorboards living deep inside. I'm running from a memory, I'm trying to be free, but the pain is the only thing that's still holding on to me. It's the only thing left, but still feels like home. The pain never let me go. saw the photo from your Saturday night. A different smile under a different light, and the air is bright and cold, while I'm still clinging to a story we never finished being told. I was the placeholder, the one who filled the space, until you found the person who could finally take my place. I'm looking for the flaw, I'm looking for the why, in the reflection of a stranger with my favorite kind of eyes. And it's a different kind of hollow when you realize the truth, that I was just a season and you were just my youth. I would have climbed the mountains, I would have faced the fire, but I wasn't the one who could feed your heart's desire. It's a quiet kind of murder, a slow motion goodbye, watching you live the life you promised me we'd try. Yeah, it hurts because you stayed, but you chose someone else. Am I just a ghost in the background of your flame? 'Cause you knew love, even know how to speak my name. I'm standing in the shadows of the forever that you found, while my world is making a silent crashing sound. It's a different kind of hollow when you realize the truth, that I was just a season and you were just not youth. It's a quiet kind of murder, a slow motion goodbye, because you chose someone else. I'm still here, but I'm not yours. You chose someone else. The tea is still sitting there, half drinking cold. The story I was is of halfway told. I checked the driveway and I checked the hall, but there is no note or a mark on the wall. And the air is so thin, I'm waiting for a conversation to begin, but the door is just heavy and the porch light is dim, and the silence you left is beginning to end. How do I heal when there's no closing page? Just a heart sitting quiet in an open door cage. No final I love you, no sorry, no way. Just a click of a rock in the tine of the fade. I'm haunted by words that you didn't even say. warm as a warning, a fire as a spark. You just stepped out and left me in the dark. I'm chasing the shadow that I can't even fight. Loved in the wild, the life left behind. How do I heal when there's no closing page? Just a heart sitting quiet in an open door case. No final I love you, no sorry, no way. You're just gone without a goodbye. The hardest part is not knowing me and goodbye. I reread the letters you wrote in the spring, when you swore I was your everything. But looking back now through this lens, the forever you promised was just make-believe trends. You played the part with a silver screen grace, while I was building a home in an empty space. I was the only one heart deep in the rain, or you were just passing the time with no pain. It was a love that wasn't real, a love that wasn't mine, just a beautiful lie written line by line. I was the anchor, but you were the ghost, giving the least when I needed the most. Now the curtains are drawn and the stage is all bare, and I'm grieving a feeling that was never even there. It was a love that wasn't real. How do I heal from a phantom's embrace? How do I forget a hollowed out face? I was fighting a war for a kingdom of sin, watching it slip right through my hand. It was a love that wasn't real, a love that wasn't mine, just a beautiful lie written line by line. Now the curtains are drawn and the stage is all bare. I'm grieving a feeling that was never even there. The worst part of the fall is knowing I never felt it at all. Love that wasn't real. I'm reading between the lines of our final text, searching for a reason for whatever's coming next. You spoke about the weather and the traffic on the street, but you skipped the part where we never again meet. I'm left with the commas and the spaces in between, trying to decipher what you didn't mean. Your silence is a volume I've memorized by heart the loudest kind of static that could tear a life apart. And it's the words you never said that keep me up at night. The I'm sorry or the stay that never saw the light. I'm drowning in the sentences you kept behind your teeth, while I'm shivering in the winter of the cold you left beneath. The goodbye would be heavy, but nothing is a stone, dragging me down into the deep while on my own. Yeah, I'm haunted by the words you never said. Did you love me at the end, or was the well already dry? Did you have her forever, or just a nice try? I built a bridge out of the things you didn't say, but the wood is all rotting and it's washing away. Yes, the words you'll never say that keep me up at night. The I'm sorry or the stay that never saw the light. I'm drowning in the sentences you kept behind your teeth, with the words you never said. The page is still blank, and the air is still dead. Just the words you never said. Though when I feel so long, I'm still humming the bridge of our favorite song. The tea is getting cold on the table for two, and every shadow in the hall looks a little like you. I should have said more when you stood by the door. I should have told you I couldn't ask for any more, but I let the silence settle like dust on the shelf. And now I'm just here talking to myself. And I wish you stayed just for one more night, to help me make sense of this flickering light. I wish we had fought or screamed or just cried, instead of this hollow that's growing inside. The world is still turning, but I'm stuck in place, tracing the memory of your beautiful face through the January rain and the clouds of gray. I wish you stayed. There's forever a place that we just couldn't find. Did I leave the best parts of us somewhere winter is settling on the glass, and I'm watching the ghost of our better moments pass. We used to be the healing, we used to be the light, a soft warm shelter from the middle of the night. But the honey turned to salt, and the silk turned into wire, and now I'm just a witness to a cold and dying fire. Your touch used to be a promise, now it's a sudden sting. I'm losing the memory of how we used to sing, because love turned to pain right before my very eyes. A slow motion star in the clearest of skies. The heart that was my home is now a bed of broken glass, watching every dream we ever had just start to pass. It's a different kind of heavy, it's a different kind of blue, and the person who was the cure becomes the damage too. You're my love turned to pain. How do you survive when your anchor starts to sink, and you're standing on the edge and you're forced to even think that the best thing you ever had is now the worst thing I feel? Turning every memory into something that isn't real. Love turned to pain right before my very eyes. A slow motion star in the clearest of skies. A person who was the truth has become the damage too. I'm still bleeding from a heart I used to know. Love turned to pain. I look at old photos from the start of 2020, 24. I don't recognize the person standing by the door. Before the 2020 seats winter turned my spirit into glass. Before I learned how slow a lonely minute has to pass. I kept the bruises hidden, I kept the story small. I acted like the gravity wasn't making me crawl. You see me standing steady now, you think I found the shore. You don't see the wreckage on the deep Atlantic floor. And you'll never know the pain I went through just to breathe. So untangle all the lies you were happy to weave. I spent 1,000 midnights just trying to stay alive, learning how to hollow out the heart so I'd survive. scar, a map of every battle that left me where we lie. Yeah, you see the after, you missed the war. I had to be my own hero when the lights went out. I had to scream my own name just to drown out the doubt. I'm a 2026 survivor, a 2024 a silver-plated scar, map of every battle that left me where we are. We're standing, but I'm different now. The pain I went through made sure of that. I used to look up at the January stars and think someone was healing all these scars. And knelt by the bed until my knees turned to stone, praying for mercy I could never have known. I followed the light, I kept every vow, but the silence is the only thing answering me now. I thought there was a reason, a master design, but your hand isn't reaching for the wreckage of mine. I believed in God because I believed in you. I thought love was the one thing that he'd see us through. I trusted the heavens, I trusted the grace, until I saw the coldness take over your face. Now the pews are all empty, your candles are out, and the only thing left in this temple is doubt. My faith was a house that was built on your nod. When I loved you, I believed in God. Is there heaven for a love that is dead, or just a long winter where the spirit is fried? Or screaming at a ceiling there's just wood and pain, realizing that you are my only saint. I believed in God because I believed in you. I thought love was the one thing that he'd see us through. Now the pews are all empty, the candles are out, and the only thing left in his temple is doubt. The altar is bare, the sky is just blue. I lost my religion, oh, I lost The walls are just plaster and wood anymore, since you took a life when you walked through the door. But the clock seemed to stop. I'm watching the last of the autumn leaves drop. The closet is empty, the hangers are bare, just the scent of your perfume still hung in the air. I reach for the ghost of your hand in the light, but the shadows have taken the rest of my sight. And everything is gone, not just you, but the me that I'd spent all those years trying so hard to be. The laughter is quiet, the music is still. There's a hole in the world that no person can fill. The colors have bled into shades of the gray, and the forever we promised has drifted away. Yeah, it's all gone. Everything is gone. Standing in a museum of what used to be, looking at a version of a stranger in me. How does a heartbeat keep withering time when there's nothing left to be yours or be mine? Everything is gone, not just you, but the me that I spent all those years trying so hard to be. The colors have bled into shades of the gray. Everything is gone. The winter is settling in the hall. I'm watching the light trace the cracks on the wall. I went to the door just to hear the wood creak, to break up the quiet that's lasted a week. There's no slamming door and there's no raised voice, just a heavy stillness that wasn't my choice. I'm listening for footsteps that never arrive, in a house where the echoes are barely alive. And it's the silence after you that's the loudest sound, the ringing in my ears when you aren't around. It's the space in the kitchen, the chill in the air, the scream or the static in your empty chair. I'm drowning in a quiet that I can't undo, lost in the middle of the silence after you. I used to want peace, I used to want rest, but now there's a vacuum inside of my chest. I trade all this calm for the noise of a fire. there for me. The sound of you gone, just the silence. The snow is stacking high. I'm still tracing your initials in the frost against the sky. I haven't moved your shoes, I haven't changed the locks. I'm living in a frozen world of life inside a box. The neighbors ask me why I never turn the porch light out. They don't understand what this devotion is about. I'm a soldier at the station for a train that never shows, dying in the garden where I last I love you grows. And I'm still waiting for you, like a ghost inside a cage, refusing to believe that we have reached the final page. I'm listening for your footsteps in the middle of the night, while I'm praying for a shadow to step into the light. It's a long and lonely vigil. It's a desperate kind of faith, to be in love with someone who is turned into a wraith. Yeah, I'm just waiting for you. Is it earthly or madness to stay standing in the rain, to hold a candle for a love that's only causing pain? My friends all say I'm wasting every breath I have to give, but without the hope of you, I don't know how to live. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you, like a ghost inside a cage, refusing to believe that we have reached the final page. I'm listening for your footsteps, still waiting for you. The door is still unlocked, the coffee's getting cold. I'm waiting. I built my world on the things you swore were true. Every dream I had was colored in by you. The frost is on the glass. I'm watching all those promises like shadows as they pass. You were the one I trusted when the sky was falling down. The only steady heartbeat in this hollow, silent town. I ignored the warnings, I ignored the shifting light, because I thought your love was the only thing done right. And I believed in you with everything I had. Through the quiet mornings, summer nights that turned to bed, I put my heart inside your hands and never looked away, trusting every hollow word you used to have to say. That was my only sin. How do I trust the ground beneath my feet today, when the one I call my home has simply walked away? I didn't have a backup plan, I didn't have a sleep, just a wide open heart in a battlefield. I believed in you with everything I had. Through the quiet mornings and the nights that shine it back, now the pedestal is broken and the truth is cold and free. 'Cause I believed in you. The hardest part of mine, I'd have done it all again. I believed in you. The clock on the wall strikes 12 times in the dark. Another day gone, and I'm still chasing the spark. The winter air is heavy and blue, and the empty side of the bed feels like a wound that's brand new. I told my reflection I'd be stronger by now, but the weight of your memory is making me bow, and my tears fall at me like stars from the sky, when there's no one to witness and no reason to lie. It's the hour of the truth, it's the time of the ghost, and I miss the version of us that I love the most. in the shadows and gloom, while the silence of you fills up every room. Yeah, it's just me and the tears at midnight. The water's asleep, dreaming peaceful and deep, while I'm guarding the promises I couldn't keep. It's a secret I carry till the sun starts to rise. I'd even stop the still burning night. Like stars from the sky, when there's no one with us and no reason to lie. You washed down my face in the shadows and blue, while the silence of you fills up every room. Just wait for the morning, hide them away. Tears at midnight. I watched your fingers slip away from mine, like the sun dropping down past the line. You didn't stumble and you didn't look back. You just left me standing on a frozen track. I had my eyes closed, leaning into the wind, unaware that the earth was about to be thin. Now I'm catching my breath in the January frost, counting the pieces of everything I lost, because the world didn't end when you let me go. Put it slow to a crawl in the waist deep now. I'm a kite with no string, I'm a ghost with no name, just a flickering candle without any flame. You found your freedom, you found your new dawn, but I'm still the wave crashing up to the shore. Yeah, everything changed when you let me The air is crystal clear, but your words are still a fog I can't see through, my dear. I see you hide your screen when I walk into the room, building up a garden just to hide the coming doom. I hear the hitch in your voice, that familiar little snap, as you reach for a truth that's already lost its grip. I'm standing right in front of you, looking at the cracks, while you're busy covering up all the muddy tracks. And you still lie to me like I'm a stranger on the street, like you don't feel the heart that's breaking at your feet. You wrap it up in kindness, you dress it up in grace, but I can see the ghost of the truth upon your face. Is it for my protection, or is it for your pride? Either way, there's nowhere left for us to safely hide. Yeah, the world is moving on, but we're stuck in the debris, because you still lie to me. I'd rather have the lying and I'd rather have the sin than this hollow pie and nothing that you're trying to bring. Just as a bridge that you're burning from the middle, leaving me to solve a 2026 riddle. You still lie to me like I'm a stranger on the street, like you don't feel the heart that's breaking at your feet. You wrap it up in kindness, we trust it up in ways, but I can see the boast of the truth upon your face. I'm not asking for a salary, I'm just asking for the truth, but you still lie. The screen is glowing bright, the only source of warmth I have in the middle of the night. I'm scrolling to the bottom, to the day we said goodbye, back to the blue bubble that I can't seem to let die. I'll be home in 20, and I love you more than most. Simple little sentences that turned into a ghost. I keep my thumb hovering right above the glass, watching the minutes and the lonely hours pass. And I'm reading the last message you ever sent to me, a digital anchor in a dark and restless sea. The words are still the same, but the meaning's turned to stone, reminding me of everything I'm facing on my own. I wanna type, where are you? Or please come back today. But I know there's no one left to hear the things I have to say. It's just the last message. If I delete the thread, does the memory disappear? Or does it just get louder in the silence that I hear? I'm preserving a moment never meant to stay. Before the world decided to take the light away, I'm reading the last lesson you ever sent to me. A digital light in a dark and restless sea. I wanna type, where are you? Or please come back today. Over the last message. The battery is dying, and so my last message. I found the ring box in the back of the drawer, a souvenir from a life I don't live anymore. And the snow's on the ground, but the world doesn't make a single sweet sound. You spoke of a future of silver and gold, of a hand I would always be allowed to hold. Now I'm reading the letters where you swore we'd be friends, while I'm tracing the breaking this heart that was mine. Because you promised forever, you promised always, through the coldest of winters and the shortest of days. You built me a kingdom on shifting white sand, and you let go of everything we had planned. Now forever is just a ghost in the room, a beautiful flower. You died before bloom. I'm still here waiting, but you're already gone to a forever that didn't include me at all. Was it just words? Was it just a sweet lie to keep me from seeing the storm in the sky? You gave me a life with no way to get home, and left me forever out here on my own. Yeah, you promised forever. You promised always, through the coldest of winters and the shortest of days. Now forever it's just a ghost in the room, a beautiful flower that died before bloom. It turns out forever had an expiration date. You promised. clock on the wall is a hammer on a nail, counting the minutes where I always fail, and the heater just moans while I'm tracing the cracks in these four walls of stone. I close my eyes tight just to see your silhouette, but the harder I reach, the further you get. The moonlight is cold as it bleeds through the glass, watching the hours of my emptiness pass. And these are the broken nights, jagged and long, where every sweet memory feels like a wrong. I'm picking up pieces of a life that we made in a room full of ghosts and a heart that's decayed. The silence is screaming, the pillows are stone. I'm surrounded by us, but I'm waking up alone in the middle of these broken nights. I try to find sleep, but it's a door that won't open. I try to find peace, but the promise is broken. I'm stitching shadows to the edge of the bed, trying to quiet the storms in my head. Yeah, these are the broken nights, jagged and long, where every sweet memory feels like a war. Surrounded by us, but I'm waking up alone in the middle of these broken nights. Wide awake while the world stays gray, just another broken night. I walked into the kitchen and I called your name, before I remembered that nothing's the same. The coffee is cold and the sun is shining on shores that I'll never get done. I'm wearing your sweater to feel like you're near, but it's just a costume for all of my fear. I'm staring at a map with the ink washed away, just trying to survive the next hour of the day. And I'm lost without you, I'm drifting at sea. I've forgotten the person I used to be. You were the anchor, you were the shore. Now I'm just a shadow behind a locked door. The compass is broken, the stars have gone dim. I'm sinking in water, I don't know how to swim. Everything's moving, but I'm standing still, lost without you, and I always will. They say time is a healer, a bridge to the light, but time is just a mountain I'm climbing tonight. Without your hand I hold, the air is too thin, and I don't know where us ends and I should begin. Lost without you, I'm drifting at sea. I've forgotten the person I used to be. I don't know the way back. I don't